In this example, we want to find the difference quotient of f of x equals 4 minus 4x minus x squared, and it's asking us to do it in two different ways, right? There's two different definitions of the difference quotient. We have this h method, and we have the x minus a method. So let's start with the h method, f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Okay, so part A. So f of x plus h means every time we see an x in the function f of x, we plug in x plus h right there in parentheses. So that gives us 4 minus 4x plus h minus x plus h quantity squared. Okay, and then minus, and then we just subtract off the whole original function. Okay, so parentheses here, 4 minus 4x minus x squared. Right, so one of the biggest mistakes in this kind of thing is forgetting these parentheses. When you're subtracting off the function here, you want to make sure you subtract off the entire function, so you need to add those parentheses. Okay, so, and this is all over h. Okay, so what I've done here, this bit here is f of x plus h. This bit here is just f of x. I just cut and pasted that essentially, and then all over h. Okay, so I'd say the hardest part of these is the setup. Everything else is just old school algebra. It's this first step where most people go wrong. And one of the biggest mistakes that you see is people, instead of doing x plus h inside the parentheses, they just do this, 4 minus 4x minus x squared plus h. That's wrong, right? That's not how you do it. The h goes inside the parentheses, not outside. So that's the biggest mistake that I see with this kind of thing. Okay, well, it's all algebra from here, but it's non-trivial. The goal here is to get this to cancel. Goal. Get the h to cancel. So keep your eye on that as you go through these kind of calculations. If that's not happening, you made a mistake somewhere, in most cases. Okay, so let's expand this out, and let's just go with it here. So we have 4 minus 4x minus 4h minus, okay, I'm going to expand out this x plus h squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Don't forget this 2ab term, so to speak, here. Okay, and now subtract off the f of x minus 4 plus 4x plus x squared. I'm just distributing that negative through all over h. All right, you want to look for some really nice cancellation here. So let's see, we have 4 and negative 4. We have minus 4x plus 4x. Let's take stock and do some simplification here. All right, so minus 4h minus x squared minus 2xh minus h squared plus x squared all over h. Okay, even more cancellation here. We get these x squareds to cancel. Okay, and now we're getting somewhere, right? You can start to see here we have minus 4h minus 2xh minus h squared all over h. And I can see that this h is starting to cancel here in the denominator, right? We can factor an h out of the top. Numerator here, negative, what that leaves is negative 4 minus 2x minus h all over h. And we finally get that h in the denominator to cancel, leaving us with our final difference quotient, minus 4 minus 2x minus h. There we go. Let's try part B, where we use the x minus a method. Okay, so let's fill that in. We have f of x. Well, f of x is always just writing the function again. 4 minus 4x minus x squared minus parentheses. Important to put those parentheses in there. F of a, okay, 4 minus 4a minus a squared. Okay, all over x minus a. And we have a similar goal here. The goal is to get this x minus a in the denominator to cancel out somehow. Okay, so let's keep that in mind and see if we can get rid of that x minus a in the denominator there. Okay, let's simplify the numerator. So 4 minus 4x minus x squared. I'm just going to distribute this negative through, so minus 4 plus 4a plus a squared. Hopefully we start to get some cancellation all over x minus a. And lo and behold, we at least get a little bit here. The 4's cancel out. But that's it. So notice this is completely different from the H method. It's a completely different approach. The question now is, how are we going to get this x minus a to cancel in the denominator? Right, so let's rewrite it, see where we stand here. So minus 4x minus x squared plus 4a plus a squared all over x minus a. It seems like it's going to be some grouping here. But if we were to just factor out an x and factor out an a to do the grouping method, our leftover terms wouldn't match. So we're going to need to rearrange this a little bit and then try kind of a grouping approach. Let's rearrange it like so. 4a minus 4x plus a squared minus x squared all over x minus a. Now, in the first term here, we can factor out a 4. That leaves us with a minus x. And in the second one, we have plus, factor that down, a plus x, a minus x. Now we're getting somewhere. X minus a in the denominator still. And now we factor out this these a minus x terms. Okay, so if we bring that all the way out to the front, then we're getting close. So x or a minus x comes out to the front. We're left with 4 plus a plus x all over x minus a. Now the numerator and denominator almost cancel. Let's factor a negative out of this a minus x term. So a negative comes out. That when you factor a negative out, it changes the sign of everything left behind. So now that becomes x minus a. Okay, 4 plus a plus x left over x minus a. Finally, we get that x minus a in the denominator to cancel. All right, leaving us with a final answer for our difference quotient here of negative 4 minus a minus x. Okay, completely different approach than the H method, but still a useful approach to the difference quotient.